Dragunov Part 2. I want to see how many better matches you can name than that one, because
for fuck's sake, it's midnight. Oh my god.
Matt, that's okay. Just off the top of your head, because that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. And I was totally captivated, and I think I could get anybody who's never really watched wrestling before to sit down and watch these two destroy the capillaries in their respective chests for victory. Matt, do you rank this as one of the best matches you've ever seen in your life?
I mean, absolutely, I did. And when I said earlier in the show, I wanted to bring up that match in regards to focusing on the wrestlers that are really, making me happy. I actually spent that night. So this is Sunday night. And that's usually, my wife and I like to have time to hang out, watch TV, play video games together before I babysit for the upcoming week and she goes back to work. But I made sure that the two of us were watching Dragunov and Walter on my giant, it couldn't be on my phone. It wasn't going to be on my laptop. I was actually watching it on the TV. And everything else to me, I was just kind of like, that's fine. I can watch it on my phone. I'm cool. And then my wife goes, no, seriously, you watch it on TV? And I go, no, fuck. No, I'm good. Just Walter Dragunov, and that's it. I mean, that's how I felt before the match even started. And I think it's because we all fell in love with, Walter Dragunov won. But fuck, like Dragunov might be, he's highly rated right now. And he still might be the most underrated professional wrestler in all of professional wrestling right now. He's that damn good. And Walter too. You can't take anything away from a guy who has great matches with the likes of Dragunov and Tyler Bate, who are half his size, and he can still manage to get up there, get off the top rope, do some pretty athletic maneuvers. And I sound like I'm really Walter's really, he's pretty good. No, he's fucking amazing too. I really do. It's so silly because we used to say the Tyler Bate Walter matches were the best we've ever seen. And I'm sitting here talking about Dragunov being one of the best in pro wrestling right now. And clearly the common denominator was Walter in those two matches. He might be, the best professional wrestler. He's got to. Can I say it's not really like a hot take? This is lukewarm, right? He's easily in the top 10 right now, or at least he should be.
Wait, Walter or Dragunov?
Oh, Walter.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Walter's top 10. I still say Dragunov is highly rated, but probably the most underrated pro wrestler in professional wrestling right now. That tracks, right? That makes sense. But yeah, if I'm just putting that review on it, and we got half K's on here. Match of the year, no problem, easy peasy. Greatest match of all time. Look, we need more time just to figure that out, right?
Let's look at this. Isn't a hard question because I think it's immediately in that discussion. It's that good.
It can be, yes.
Yeah. I think Walter, he's like an Andre the Giant. He's booked him, he's created this persona for himself where he's like an Andre the Giant, special attraction where Walter matches are must-see TV. And Dragunov, Matt, I was trying to find a fitting comparison for who he is. And he's like if Darby Allin had Walter's moveset. He's that kind of smaller stature guy, but he's still just as violent as Walter without the size, and then he still sells as hard as Darby does. Where you're like, my God, that guy looks like he went through a 6-car pileup every time you hit him with something. But yeah, Ilja, we talk about guys like Undertaker saying, I'm okay with Brock Lesnar being my first loss at WrestleMania, giving his blessing, and I gotta think. After that first punishment that Dragunov took against Walter, Walter said, this is the guy. This is the guy who's going to, finally give me my first loss. And Dragunov, I don't think anyone watched that and had that feeling like, yeah, they're probably going to take the belt off Walter. But then as you're watching it, you're like, my God, I think Dragunov is going to be the one to like scratch and grab and just kick his way to defeating him. And my God, did he earn it. He's going to have scars for life from that match. I've never seen chops where the guy is literally, it looked like he had like T'Challa's necklace just made out of red marks and exploded blood vessels going, literally circling him, his neck. And the way these guys were incorporating chops that I've never seen that strong, and I've never seen them on the backs of people's heads, where I got a little nervous. I thought we were about to watch like American History X. Like it got pretty graphic. But these guys still managed to take care of each other. And even though it was violent, I never felt like it was like, oh my God, they're actually going to get legitimately hurt. It just looked like the strongest strong style match I've ever seen in my life.
And the half K coming in, that it's one of the best finishes we've seen in a while. Storytelling behind it, so amazing. It's funny. I thought you were going to come in with Killmonger and all the tattoos all over his body that he scars and tattoos he created is how I picture Dragunov's body looking going forward. I think I think your point has been made that I've been trying to come up with some matches. That first Undertaker Shawn Michaels match, I mean, that's still the one that I come back to and I can watch over and over, start to finish, no problem. There's the John Cena Shawn Michaels, which I think is underrated. There's
going to be a lot of Shawn Michaels on that list, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, Walter Shawn Michaels is where it's at. But John Cena Shawn Michaels at Monday Night Raw in April of 2007 or 2008.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. They were in London. Those matches are the ones that I go back and watch all the time. And I mean, especially looking at that night for NXT, there's only one thing I'm going to be watching over and over. You can add in SummerSlam. Still only one thing I'll be watching over and over, including if it was just, am I going to rewatch those moments or am I going to rewatch this match? It's this match. I will sit down and watch this entire match over and over. This will be one I'm coming back to for years. I mean, like, if it's about the hot take, greatest match of all time in the conversation. Is it the greatest match of all time?